At the upcoming TiECon Pune, we are hosting a session on biotechnology and healthcare. To know more, we had an insightful conversation with Dr. Parul and Dr. Anuya. Join us as we step into Dr. Parul's office and dive into the future of biotech and healthcare.
Good afternoon, Dr. Parul and Dr. Anuya. Correct?
Thank you, Kiran.
And I'm very, I always get excited about a PhD because it requires a lot of time and you go deeper and, you come out wiser and with deep knowledge. So both of you are emerging world leaders in your own sphere in biotechnology. And you are the brain behind this track that we have in TiECon Pune 2025, which is 8 days away now. So, what was the thought process behind this track that you got me into it?
So I think we both from the life sciences sector and from the healthcare sector, we have a lot of passion about this field, okay? And we want to, first of all, attract more people towards this field and also want to showcase people what this sector can do, the wide range impact that healthcare sector has on the lives of common people from all sectors, right? This is the only thing which, right from the poorest of the poor to richest of the rich, is affected by, right? And that is something which we all saw during the COVID era, right? Whether you were rich, poor, girl, boy, any
Right.
gender, age, health is something which is now people are understanding is so important, and it has started to encompass both mental and physical health, right? That's the importance and the impact that healthcare and life sciences companies can have. And that's what the entrepreneurs in this sector are passionate about, to touch the lives of people. That's something which we wanted to make people understand what goes behind setting up companies in this sector and what is the impact that these companies can have on everybody's life.
Right.
That is one aspect, and I would
Anuya, what do you think?
Yeah, so I think the life sciences healthcare sector, as Parul mentioned, it has tremendous impact on the people, but also it has significantly transformed in the last decade. It was not something that was very common in India to start a medtech, a life science company, and make a successful startup out of it and take it up. But I think over the last decade, we have seen really phenomenal transformative companies. And I think this TiECon, we're using it as an opportunity to showcase some of these technologies that have been developed in India. It's also a time for the technologies to be developed in India for the world in the healthcare sector. So I think, as Parul mentioned, both of us are very passionate about it. That's why we thought it is very important to have a session completely dedicated to the healthcare life science space in the TiECon.
So I want to pick you up, pick this, and so I belong to the electronics and computer science. And once I was landing at Frankfurt Airport more than 2 decades back, and that time I think the computer assisted landing in extreme weather condition had become the norm. Hmm? And after the plane landed, when we had no visibility because of snow and everything, I thanked the founder of the science and computing for bringing me safely on land. Is that life touching, or you don't think so?
why not?
Why not?
It is.
Why not?
It is, yeah.
I mean,
Anything
anything
touches.
that impacts you, anything that is making you feel better is life touching.
Correct, and that is the reason the tech gets involved in MedTech.
Absolutely.
Correct.
And the tech is actually what you're doing. Life science is technology, right? Science and technology are so close to together.
So you look at everything that you are in my lab, right? You go out,
Yeah.
you'll see tech everywhere.
Everywhere.
Without tech, it's the best science happens, and that's true for tech also, when there is interdisciplinary work involved.
Mhm.
And pure tech is an essential part of pure science, which not many
Yes.
people understand.
Understand. I think it is very important. I think, Parul, what you're saying is so important that people tend to divide. This is tech, this is non-tech, everywhere. Even the food we eat, somewhere the tech has touched.
Absolutely.
And I don't know if I'll probably share with you. About a month back, I had a freak accident or incident, and I was jogging, and I was sitting, you know, halfway through my jog for a minute to go back, and somebody just fell, but he held my shoulder to save the fall. Now, so my right shoulder got a big hit, and so there was a minor fracture. I still carry it, and the muscle tear. But when the doctor had me do the MRI scan, I was feeling comfortable. At least I know what is there.
Exactly.
Mm.
So the science and the technology helped me to understand. He said,
Absolutely.
"Look, give it to couple of months, and we'll be fine."
Right.
I think a few decades back, I would not even know what had happened.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
so it's very important.
You would clinicians are also now so empowered because of what this technology
You're
has
so
brought
good,
to
yes.
the
Yes.
forefront. Right?
Absolutely.
So they are more confident about what
Yeah.
treatment they are going to give to the patient.
Absolutely.
We had Dr. Premnath, who is your mentor. We worked together at Venture Center, and Madhura and I caught up with him few days back on the panel that he's moderating at the TiECon, and we have that piece with us. Uh, you also have a fireside chat before that with Dr. Das and
Dr. Sanjay Singh.
yeah, exactly. So, what is the thought behind that fireside chat?
When we set up the panel, we wanted to invite two stalwarts from the healthcare sector.
Okay.
Right? And because that we thought would be something that would really motivate the audience, inspire the audience, and it is across sectors what Dr. Sanjay Singh has been able to achieve at Genova. Similarly, I think Dr. Dash has played a very pivotal role and a pioneering role in setting up some of the policies and the healthcare startup ecosystem in India through various roles that he has done in the last decade. So I think it was very apt choice for us to have both stalwarts come together on the stage and talk about how India has evolved and how, with an example like a company like Genova, what India can do today to transform the life science domain.
I think one of the things that strikes me about life sciences, MedTech, or you call it healthcare, which is the broader term, or the place where all of these technologies are used. It's a long gestation. Not for me personally. I haven't seen any good company take less time. Maybe you might be lucky once or twice, but most companies people don't realize, especially early stage entrepreneurs, it takes a long time. What is added to the challenge is the regulatory approvals around the world. Would there be some message for on this to our participants about the regulatory approval? Both of you gone through or undergoing that. Sometimes it can take 2-3 years before you get the first license to try out something. So, is that something that will come up in these two sessions?
Absolutely, it is going to come out. And just to give you an example, for the fireside chat, Genova itself has an mRNA vaccine platform that they have taken out now, and which is again world class, right? You know about Pfizer and Moderna doing it. Similarly, regarding the panel, there are 4 entrepreneurs who have gone through it or are going through it, who've taken devices to the market,
Okay.
have crossed that hurdle of regulatory aspects, and have actually developed products for the people which people are using. So that is definitely one aspect that will be coming out.
Okay.
What are the challenges? What are the ways that you can overcome these challenges? That is something which will come out during the panel discussion as well.
Okay. So that I do recall, people. I was talking to Jatin Parikh, who's one of our master class, and Jatin managed the product management for Mojo, and we started doing it when the product management was not known within the technology in India. We would probably spend at that time between $250,000 for regulatory compliances around the world before that device saw the order of the day. And as founders, we have to make sure that money is in the bank.
Absolutely.
So that realization that is going to take 3 years, we have to continue to run this ship before it starts seeing
Right.
the first penny from the
So
market.
the unpredictability is what
Yeah,
is very questionable in the
correct,
regular. So you have to be prepared for all that.
Right.
correct.
That's
And also,
Also-
I think the panelists that we have are so diverse. I mean, we're calling it a healthcare panel, but we have an AI company from healthcare.
Mhm.
We have Parul, who is a drug discovery company. That
Right.
so the regulatory pathways
And
there
you
are
are the
very
material,
different.
material scientist, if I can.
Yeah, so we have very different panelists. There is somebody who is doing it more from a social angle, Toto Health,
Correct,
versus people who are looking at it from a real commercial
Real
perspective.
correct.
People who have mergers and acquisitions as exit pathways. People
Right.
who have. So I think the diversity in the panel is something that
Is
is
very-
going to be very interesting to a lot
A
of
lot of people have, asked me after the agenda is out and now we're getting closer that there is something for everyone here. And sometimes that can be a problem, but sometimes also I felt that, a good mix of all things, if an entrepreneur is exposed to, I think they go out, if I can use the word, wiser. Because we
That's
want to make sure that they first survive and then they grow and they make a change rather than get caught when they don't know what all has to be done. Like simple thing like money in the bank, right?
absolutely.
You
yeah.
need money in the bank all through your journey of entrepreneurship. Will these people be available if our participants want to talk to them? Because let's say on the policy side, on the technology side, after the session, before the session,
They are here
Yeah.
because they want to have that sort of
Meet with them.
interaction.
right, right.
To be honest, everybody who's agreed to come on this panel and in this sector want to help people grow, want more people, as I said, to come into this sector. So both before and after the panel, they will be available for any.
Let me ask you the last question. I've seen a lot of women founders in this area. In fact, every company has at least one. Possibly there is an exclusive club of
We need more.
we need more. And the highest concentration of PhDs
Yes.
in this area.
Yeah.
And that's both are good news. So uske piche secret kya hai? What is the secret behind more women taking this area and going all the way to PhD? Like, both of you have got PhD and got in, and there are some more also.
Patience and perseverance.
Patience. That was my word.
Yeah.
Patience.
Patience.
Patience, ability to multitask, work on interdisciplinary. This, I think those are the three.
I always say that it's not about man or woman. It's about a man inside a woman and a woman inside a man. Those traits have to be there.
So,
there are some
that's
traits
true.
which are very important to life,
Absolutely.
balancing that. Sometimes you don't have it because of your genes, but as much as you can get from the other side is good for everyone.
No, to be honest, I always say the entrepreneurs don't have a gender.
Correct.
It's it's an agnostic.
Agnostic, yeah.
Whatever you want to call it, it's an agnostic word. Entrepreneur itself is
Is an
gender
entrepreneur.
agnostic.
It's gender neutral. It is geography neutral. It is
It's even age neutral.
age
I should
neutral.
say.
I mean,
You can do any time.
exactly.
Whenever you feel that this is the time, you take
This
up.
time. I
leap of
did it at
faith.
47 when people think of post professional life. So it can be
Yeah.
any time.
Yeah.
I know people in US who started the companies in their 50s and ran them successfully till they were in the 70s until they sold off or whatever they did. So I want to thank both of you for number one being behind the scene to put this together, bring our guests, and I'm glad Parul you're on the stage to talk about it. Anuya, I know you very well. You'll always go behind invisible, but this podcast will let people know that you're as much part of this whole stitching together. Thank you very much, and wishing you all the best with your sessions, and we're all there for you.
Thank you, and
Thank you.
on behalf of Anuya and I also want to thank Kiran for letting this session be
Healthcare,
included in
right.
TiECon, because TiECon is, as you said, tech focused. So this will bring the tech and the
Tech
science
side, yeah.
behind.
Tech and the conference. In fact, today I wrote a LinkedIn post. I was just sitting there, and people have made me aware. I've probably written LinkedIn post in the last 2 months more than maybe last
I
5
can
years.
imagine.
And I'm only talking about saying that TiECons are known for networking, but we have 5 pillars of TiE.
Yes. Yeah.
Professor C.K. Prahlad mentioned that they are as relevant after 25 years than they were then.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
education is one of the rock beds of
Correct.
our
Absolutely.
TiECons. We're doing that. Thank you very much, viewers. Hopefully you found this interesting, and if you watch it, do come and register for TiECon. You will be glad you did that.